We're living in this incredible age where AI can read, analyze, and connect the dots across pretty much the entire public web. It's an amazing amount of power. But you know, that power comes with a huge and kind of hidden risk, one that sits right where public data and our personal privacy collide.
And it's honestly hard to wrap your head around the sheer scale of this. I mean, we're not talking about human analysts digging through data anymore. We've moved on to these autonomous AI agents that can just harvest and process info from billions of web pages, social media posts, public records, all of it, in the blink of an eye. This is the new world of open source intelligence, or OSINT as it's called.
And that brings us to the real heart of the issue, right? These massive AI models, they're trained on all that public data. And just like us, they learn by memorizing things. The problem? They have a perfect and sometimes really dangerous memory. A memory that can latch onto our sensitive personal info and then just leak it out without any warning at all. So to really get a handle on this risk, we've got to first understand just how much AI has completely flipped the script on intelligence gathering. It's a whole new ballgame.
You know, what's so wild about this is the insane difference in scale and speed. Traditional OSINT was slow. It was manual. Think about a detective, slowly putting clues together one by one. Today's AI-powered OSINT, it's more like a fleet of autonomous drones scanning the entire planet at once, connecting dots that a human would never, ever see.
And here's what that new power actually looks like in practice. These systems can literally act like a human to get past security measures. They can connect your LinkedIn profile to a comment you left on some random forum 10 years ago, and then build this incredibly detailed profile of you, all without a single human telling it what to look for. And this isn't science fiction, okay? This is what's happening right now.
Okay, so with all that power in mind, let's really dig into the core vulnerability it creates. The whole problem of personally identifiable information, or PII, getting accidentally memorized and just stored inside these AI models.
So, PII is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's any piece of data that can be traced right back to you as an individual. And when AI models are trained by scraping these enormous web archives, they just inevitably suck up forum posts, old websites, public records, stuff that's full of this sensitive data. And because of the way they learn, sometimes they memorize it perfectly.
And what's really fascinating here is that our actual definition of PII is being forced to get bigger. Regulations like the California Consumer Privacy Act, the CCPA, they now recognize whole new categories of PII, things like the way you type or how you move your mouse. And get this, they even classify AI-generated guesses about you, like your personality or your preferences, as personal data that has to be protected.
Okay, so if the data is memorized deep inside the model, how do attackers actually get it out? Well, it turns out there's a pretty well-known playbook for doing exactly that. This table kind of lays out the main ways they do it. Let's make one of these real. Look at training data extraction up top. An attacker could ask the AI a totally innocent-sounding question that tricks it into spitting out an old email address or even a password it memorized from some public forum years ago. Or look at the bottom one, retrieval leakage. A lot of systems connect their AI to external databases to get up-to-date info, while an attacker could manipulate that connection to make the AI leak confidential files from a company's private records. It's a huge problem. All right, so faced with all these threats, how in the world can developers build secure AI systems? Well, the answer isn't some single magic bullet. It's all about a layered defense, like building a digital fortress, piece by piece, from the ground up.
The big takeaway here is that security has to be baked into the entire process. It's not an afterthought. It starts with how you even gather the data. Then that data has to be completely cleaned up, sanitized, to get rid of any PII. And finally, the AI model itself needs to be trained using methods that are private by their very nature.
So let's start with that first layer, secure gathering. This is where tools like Crawl4AI become absolutely essential. It's an open-source web crawler that was built specifically for this new AI era. It's got things like a stealth mode to avoid detection, identity-based crawling so it can handle logins securely, and it even verifies SSL certificates to make sure you're pulling data from a legit source. It is all about collecting data securely and ethically right from the get-go.
All right, next up, sanitization. Before any of that data you just gathered even gets close to a large language model, it has to be scrubbed clean. There are these powerful tools like Microsoft's Presidio that use techniques like named entity recognition to automatically spot things like names and locations. Other libraries can find developer secrets like API keys. And once you find that sensitive data, you can mask it so it's unreadable or hash it to create a unique code that can't be reversed.
The last, and maybe the most advanced layer of our fortress, is this concept called differential privacy. Okay, think of it like this. Imagine you want to find the average age in a room, but you don't want anyone to reveal their actual age. You could have everyone add or subtract a small, random number from their age before writing it down. The final average will still be almost perfect, but nobody's actual true age is ever exposed. That's the idea. It's a real mathematical guarantee of privacy. Pretty cool, right?
But here's the thing. You can have all the best technology in the world, and it still won't be enough. The most critical part of this digital fortress isn't the code, it's the mindset of the people who are actually building these systems.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. We're moving into an era of ethics-driven engineering. For developers, this means the responsibility has totally shifted. Building secure AI isn't just some technical hurdle or about dodging fines. It's about earning and keeping the trust of the people who use your product.
And that mindset breaks down into these core principles that have to guide every single decision. Data minimization means you're always asking, do we really need to collect this? Purpose limitation means if someone gives you their email for a newsletter, you can't just turn around and use it for ad targeting. Storage limitation means you have automatic ways to delete old data. And accountability means you're not just hoping it's secure, you can actually prove it.
And that leaves us with one last really big question we all have to ask. As we build and use this technology, are we creating helpful digital assistants, or, through carelessness, are we actually building digital liabilities, just ticking time bombs, waiting to expose the very private data we were trying to protect? The choice and the responsibility, well, that's on us.